Hello, friends. We all are trying to learn online for the first time in our lives. We will be learning the second chapter, Periodic Classification of Elements of Science Part 1 in small units. This chapter was started by Dalvi Madam. In her video, she explained the need of classification of elements and Dobereiner's triads. She also explained Newland's law of octaves and the reason why he failed to classify all elements known at the time. Dalvi ma'am also explained the most successful periodic table of Mendeleev. After that, Sringare ma'am explained the merits and demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Hoping that you all have understood till now, I, Mrs. Parab, starting my next topic, structure of the modern periodic table. Students, Dobereiner, Newlands and Mendeleev all have classified the elements known to them in their increasing order of atomic mass. Atomic mass of an element means the total number of proton and neutron present in nucleus of the atom. This means all of them used atomic mass as the main thread or a main feature for the classification of elements. In 1913, the English physicist Henry Moseley used X-ray tube to discover the correlation between the number of protons in the nucleus and frequency of X-ray generated. He demonstrated with the help of the experiments done using X-ray tube that the atomic number of an element corresponds to the positive charge on the nucleus or the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom of that element. You all know that atomic number means number of protons or electrons present in an atom of element. Students, up to now scientists have understood that the atomic number is responsible for the chemical properties of the elements and not its atomic mass. Ordering the periodic table by atomic number instead of atomic mass enabled scientists to make sense of discrepancies. म्हणजे atomic number प्रमाणे मांडणी केल्याने पिरियॉडिक टेबलमध्ये आतापर्यंत येणाऱ्या विसंगतींची कारणे शास्त्रज्ञांना उलगडली. This revealed that atomic number is a more fundamental property of an element than its atomic mass. Therefore, Mendeleev's periodic law was changed and the new modern periodic law was stated as follows. Properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic numbers. This means if the elements are placed in an increasing order of their atomic numbers, they show similarities in their properties after a certain interval of time. In a modern periodic table, the entries of element include atomic number and symbol, and all the elements are arranged according to their electron configuration. Electron configuration means the distribution of electrons in various orbit according to the capacity of the orbit. You can see the elements of modern periodic table are shown by their symbols along with their atomic number in the picture shown on the screen. Let's understand the structure of the modern periodic table. The position of an element in the modern periodic table is related to its electronic configuration. In the modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the order of their increasing atomic number. There are 7 horizontal rows called periods and 18 vertical columns are called groups. You can see how to recognize the row that is period and the column that is group in the picture shown on the screen. The intersection of a vertical column and a horizontal row is a rectangular box in which the element is shown along with its symbol and atomic number. For example, hydrogen's symbol is H and its atomic number is 1. Sodium symbol is Na and atomic number is 11, whereas chlorine symbol is Cl and atomic number is 17. There are two series of elements placed separately below the main body of the table. They are lanthanides and actinides. Now let's see what are the groups in the modern periodic table. There are 18 groups in the modern periodic table. The elements belonging to the same group have the same number of valence electrons or have the same outer electronic configuration. The valence electron means the electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom. We can see the picture showing the electronic configuration of the elements belonging to the groups 1, 2, 17 and 18 on the screen. Observe that all the elements belonging to the group 1 have only one electron in their outermost shell. All the elements belonging to the group 2 have 2 electrons in their outermost shell. Similarly, all the elements belonging to the group 17 have 7 electrons in their outermost shell, whereas all the elements belonging to group 18 have 8 electrons in their outermost shell. Hence, elements belonging to the same group show the same chemical properties and they form one family. The elements of group 1 are called the family of alkali metals. The elements of group 2 are called the family of alkaline earth metals. The elements of group 17 are called the family of halogens and the elements of group 18 are called the family of noble gases. All these families are shown in the picture below. Students, like groups, periods of the modern periodic table are also informative. There are 7 periods in the modern periodic table. Period number indicates the number of shells present in that period. For example, the elements from the first period have only one shell. The elements from the second period have 2 shells. And the elements from the third period have 3 shells. In period, the atomic number increases from left to right as electrons are added to the same shell. Each period begins with an alkali metal element and ends with an inert gas element. The first period is the shortest period containing only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. The elements from the second period have 2 shells and it contains the elements like lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. We can see that the outermost shell of lithium has 1 electron and the last element of the second period, that is neon, has 8 electrons in the same shell. This means in a period, a new shell starts with 1 electron and ends with 8 electrons in it. Similarly, third period has 3 shells. Here also we can see the third shell started with 1 electron and ended with 8 electrons in it. The second and the third period are the shortest period and contain 8 elements each. Observe the figure shown on the screen and learn all points explained just now. The fourth and the fifth periods are long periods and contain 18 elements each. The sixth period is the longest period and contains 32 elements in it. It contains one series of 14 inner transition elements called lanthanides with atomic numbers 58 to 71. The seventh period is an incomplete period and has capacity to accommodate 32 elements. It also contains one series of 14 inner transition elements called actinides with atomic numbers 90 to 103. In this slide, we will see the classification of elements. There are four types of elements based on their electronic configuration. The first type is normal elements. The elements in the atoms of which only the outermost shell is incompletely filled are called normal elements. The elements from group 1, group 2 and group 13 to 17 altogether are the normal elements. They are reactive elements. The second type is inert elements. The elements in the atoms of which all the shells are completely filled are called inert gas element or noble gas element. Having 2 electrons in outermost shell of an atom is called duplet state, and having 8 electrons in outermost shell of an atom is called octet state. If any atom achieves this duplet or octet state, then we say that all shells are completely filled. Such atoms of an element does not react with the atoms of another element. That means they do not lose, gain or share electrons with other atoms. Hence they are called inert gas elements. Inert means not able to move or act. As their all shells are completely filled, they are also called as noble gas elements. The elements from group 18 are the inert elements. Third type is transition elements. The elements in the atoms of which the last two shells are incompletely filled are called transition elements. They are from group 3 to 12. They are also called d block elements. The fourth type is inner transition elements. The elements in the atoms of which the last three shells are incompletely filled are called inner transition elements. They are placed separately below the main body of the periodic table. They are the two series of elements lanthanides and actinides. Students, please note that in normal elements, their outermost one shell is incompletely filled. In transition elements, their outermost two shells are incompletely filled. And in inner transition elements, their outermost three shells are incompletely filled. Whereas in inert elements, their all shells are completely filled. We can see how the modern periodic table is divided according to their types of elements in the diagram shown on the screen. In the last slide, we have seen The types of elements. Now in this slide, we will be learning the four blocks of the modern periodic table. The first block is S block elements. The groups 1 and 2 together with hydrogen form the S block elements. They have 1 or 2 electrons in the outermost shell. The elements of S block, except hydrogen, are all metals. The second block is P block elements. The groups 13 to 18 form the P block elements. They have 3 to 8 electrons in the outermost shell. In this block, all three types of elements are present, that is metals, metalloids and non-metals. Elements from S block and P block are called normal elements. The third type of block is D block elements. The groups 3 to 12 together form the D block elements. Their two outermost shells are incompletely filled. The elements of the block are all metals. These elements are also called transition elements. The fourth type is F block elements. The two series, that is lanthanide and actinide, at the bottom of the periodic table together form the F block elements. Their three outermost shells are incompletely filled. The elements of this block are all metals. These elements are also called inner transition elements. We can see the four blocks in the modern periodic table in the picture shown on the screen. There is a zigzag line seen in the P block of modern periodic table. All the metals lie on the left side of the zigzag line, while all the non-metals lie on the right side. The metalloid elements lie along the border of this zigzag line. In the picture below, the zigzag line is shown by pink color, whereas all the metalloids are in blue. The elements that exhibits some properties of metal and some properties of non-metal are called metalloids. This zigzag line separates metals on left side from non-metals on right side. In the picture below, some metalloids are shown. They are boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and polonium. Now we will see how the demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table overcome in the modern periodic table. All isotopes of the same element have different atomic masses but the same atomic number. As the elements are arranged according to their atomic masses in Mendeleev's periodic table, the isotopes were separately placed. But in modern periodic table, the elements are arranged according to their atomic number. Hence, they occupy the same position in the modern periodic table. Since elements are arranged according to their atomic numbers in the modern periodic table, the anomaly of the elements like cobalt and nickel in the Mendeleev's periodic table disappears. The atomic number of cobalt and nickel are 27 and 28 respectively. Therefore, nickel is placed after cobalt. Similarly, hydrogen resembles alkali metals as well as halogens. Thus, there is no fixed position for hydrogen in the Mendeleev's periodic table. But in modern periodic table, hydrogen is placed on the top of the alkali metals, that is group 1. So friends, I hope you all have understood the structure of the modern periodic table, and I am sure that you will do the homework given on this topic. Thank you.